This is the video, as the title probably already told you, where I'm going to show you highlight clips from the scuba dive that I went on during the cruise. I basically want to show this to y'all because I know that there's things whenever I'm learning about food where I feel like I'm not equipped, I'm not skilled enough to deal with them. I'm not adventurous enough maybe to try stuff sometimes, which is something that I'm working on. One of the reasons I do this channel, to challenge myself and motivate myself to learn more about food, because I do want to do that. But you know, there are those moments where you feel like, oh, this is too big, this is too complicated, I'm not going to be able to figure this out. And so I wanted to share with y'all this video from the scuba dive, because I know a lot of people have this idea that scuba diving is dangerous, and it is, in that, you know, you're 60 feet underwater with air, and you know, your equipment can leak, and you know, if you hold your breath, like your lungs can expand or explode, or you know, you can get sick if you surface too quickly. Like all these different things, there are, you know, dangers to scuba diving, but ultimately, like, you learn all of the knowledge that you need over a period of time. You build up to where you can scuba dive, and then there's someone there to guide you through it, to remind you, to help you if there's safety problems, and you know, you ask for help if you need to. And even though there's all of these like dangers, if you have the knowledge and you know how to do it right, you're able to do and see all of these incredible things that you wouldn't have been able to see otherwise. So I did want to tell y'all about that. I wanted to share with y'all this cool experience that I thought I wasn't equipped enough to handle, that I've managed to get to do now, partially because I'm obsessed with Shark Week and I really want to be able to do a shark dive at some point. That is my goal that motivated me to do this, because I'm crazy. But this was something I thought that I couldn't handle or, you know, work up to, that I've been able to accomplish and now can do with my dad whenever I go on trips with him. So I just wanted to show this to you, encourage y'all, and just hopefully y'all will find your own things that you thought you couldn't handle and work up to them and find the knowledge to do those things, whether that's food and recipes and techniques you thought you couldn't do, or, you know, just social stuff, other activities, your own non-culinary quests. So I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all the highlights, and I hope you enjoy it. So these scuba dives, these were scuba dives that I went on after 2 years of not having scuba dived. Just under 2 years of not having scuba dived, because whenever you've gone 2 years without scuba diving, you have to go through a refresher course, and I didn't want to do that. So we went on these scuba dives, and I'd done some basic like drift diving before, where you just sort of, you know, stay afloat, get swept along by the current. But these dives were much more challenging. I was pushing myself to try new things that I didn't necessarily know if I could do during the dive itself, as they came up. Like, we went through the valleys, there were some tight spaces, you know, you were going like not quite through like a cave or a trench, because like coral was growing up on either side, you know. So, you know, there were places where I was worried I was going to brush the coral, or the coral was going to, you know, scrape me, or different things. So it was really intense actually, but it was so rewarding to be able to do it and be able to see all these cool things in lionfish, and lead the dive at one point through one of the canyons and see all these interesting things, like the little sea spiders, which apparently all their organs are in their legs, which is super weird. Somebody held it in their hand for a while, and then like we sort of passed it around between us. At one point it was like running up and down my arm, which I don't think we got on camera, but it was just a really amazing experience. Saw a nurse shark, which is not on film because Dad had a leak in his BCD, which was dangerous like we talked about, so he slowly surfaced before he got his oxygen too low, but for some reason took the GoPro with him, which meant that we couldn't film the nurse shark. But it was really awesome. It was just buried there in the sand, ready to pop up and eat a fish and got back down. But you know, that was great. Lots of lobsters. We saw an eel. We saw all of these fish and all of these animals like 60 feet underwater. Being able to look up at certain slower parts of the dive and like just see the sun coming through the waves above you, sort of like low-hanging clouds. It was just a really cool experience for somebody that loves water, loves sea life. Once thought of being a marine biologist. Like I got to see a lot of cool stuff and I got to challenge myself, and I found out there was more that I could do than I thought I could do. And I hope this inspires you to do the same thing. If you are planning to go on a dive, there are certain things that you can eat to help you through your dive. Bananas are good for preventing cramps. Apples, green apples, are good for preventing nausea. So those are a couple different things you can try. I'm going to tell y'all more about those sort of food-related hacks that you can use on your dive in the next video, because it's sort of long enough to be a video on its own. So I'm just gonna break it up to make it a little easier on y'all. But you know, if there's other stuff like this that y'all are interested in, either like more adventure stuff that's outside of food that you want me to post about, let me know down in the comments below. Or if there's food related stuff that you think might be interesting for me to try. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this video. Be sure to like, subscribe, share, any of the things, especially subscribe, so that you can be aware when videos come up, because I'm going to try to do these videos more frequently, do some of the stuff that's a bit more stripped back, and just sort of tell you some fun facts that I learned, like ways to prevent nausea with food, or foods that will explode in the microwave, because that's a thing I was thinking about sharing with y'all coming up. So, yeah. Be sure to like this video if you enjoyed it, subscribe so that you can see when more of those videos come up. Be sure to do all, not customized, or it's only going to tell you what it thinks you want to hear, not what's actually what you want to hear. You know? Anyway, hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.